Hello and welcome to the update. I'm Talisa Ryder. The Prime Minister says all Australians should take part in Anzac Day commemorations. A Sydney primary school has offered an exemption for a small cohort of Christian students who don't commemorate war. The State Education Minister says the school will be told it is not optional, and Anthony Albanese agrees.
They should be participating, each and every Australian. It is a solemn day in our calendar. I'll be there at the Australian War Memorial, and I'll be so proud to be there as the Australian Prime Minister.
It comes as both the PM and opposition leader continue their election campaign trail in Melbourne today. Labor announcing their support to lift the minimum wage above inflation, while the coalition has outlined plans to scrap vehicle emission targets. Workplace Minister Murray Watt says such an increase to low-income earners would still be economically sustainable and wouldn't hurt small businesses.
It'll be a matter for the Fair Work Commission to determine exactly what that dollar figure is. But the important principle that we're arguing for is that the 3 million award workers and minimum wage workers in Australia shouldn't see their wages go backwards, and in fact they should go forwards compared to inflation.
The White House says the US president remains ready to engage in last-minute talks despite the looming deadline for his most significant tariff decision to date. A fresh wave of tariffs is likely to affect Australian beef because of the nation's biosecurity laws, which both sides of politics say will not be compromised. Parts of southeast Queensland could get up to 100 millimetres of rain today as ex-tropical cyclone Diane sweeps the state. The rain has already brought flooding out west, but is expected to be less severe closer to the coast. And a record number of flu cases have been reported in Australia. More than 42,000 have been recorded since January, and that number is expected to increase as the weather gets colder. COVID-19 and other respiratory illnesses are also circulating widely. Sport and entertainment are next. In sport, the AFL is looking at a fixture shake-up for the next 2 seasons. It's considering bringing back State of Origin footy in March next year. The league is also looking at moving the grand final to the second weekend in October. Sam Kerr is back training with her Matilda teammates for the first time in 16 months as our Aussie girls prepare for a friendly against South Korea. And Minwoo Lee has moved up to a career-high 22 in the official World Golf Rankings after his maiden win on the PGA Tour. In entertainment news, Jennifer Lawrence and her husband, Cook Maroney, have just welcomed baby number 2. No word yet on the baby's gender or exact date of birth. An all-star cast for the Beatles biopics have been announced. Barry Keoghan, Joseph Quinn, Harry Dickinson and Paul Mescal all set to star in the 4 films set for release in April 2028. And Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is getting a sequel. Netflix has reportedly set aside a $200 million budget for the film, which will see Brad Pitt reprise his iconic role, with production to get underway in July. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast newsroom. We'll have another episode of The Update for you later on.